Hello. Hey Mama, what up? Probably gonna be a short stream today if I had to make a guess. What up, boys? Yeah, I got the medal, Zoa. I actually got 2 in a row. It was pretty good. And I was damn close to getting 3 in a row, too. But I hit one of the bad frames on the 3rd try in a row. It was a pretty good manip, honestly, overall. I mean, it would have been better if it wasn't so fucking deep into the frame count. Like, you had to hit frame, like, 5,400 or something, which is, like, a lot. Like, it's very far into the game. This game only runs at 60 frames per second. So 5,400 is actually quite a bit of waiting. You can add in random sorts to try to cut down on the waiting, because every time you do a random sort, it advances the frame count by 40. So, like, when you're doing a manipulation, you can wait, right? You could just sit at the build deck screen, and then every 60 seconds, 60 frames are going, or every second, 60 frames are going by. So that's obviously gonna make it go up over time. But in a speed run, or generally any time, sitting around waiting is not the best, especially when you have to wait for 5,400 frames to go by, and there's only 60 of them going by per second. Averages out to over a minute of waiting just to do one attempt for a manip, which is really shitty. So the way that you can get around that is by adding in random sorts. So, like I said, every second the frame count goes up by 60, but also every time you sort the deck randomly, for some reason, it also adds another 40. So if you sort the deck randomly 10 times, that's 400 frames that you just advanced just by doing random sorts, and that's not including however long it took you to do those random sorts. Every 1 second, 60 more frames were added. So you can advance quite a few frames relatively quickly. I wish it was like 400 frames that randoms did, because then you would really be going. 40 frames really isn't that much. So the strategy yesterday in order to hit the frame included 1 full minute of waiting, and during that minute you had to do 50 random sorts of the deck. So you had to sort the deck randomly 50 times while waiting a full minute. So the combination of that plus the waiting brought you over to around 5,400. Can you do a manip without numbers and stuff? What do you mean without numbers and stuff? Like without figuring out what frame, like everything I just said without all that? I mean, obviously not. The bottom line is if you need to hit a certain frame, you need to figure out how you're going to hit that frame. So, I mean, you're obviously going to always need math in order to figure it out. There are audio cues you can use, but all that an audio cue represents is a certain amount of frames. If you were to leave free duel and re-enter, how many frames would advance? What do you mean leave free duel? Theoretically, none. I mean, if you're starting the timing on hitting a circle to exit and re-hitting X to enter, if it's a human doing it, I mean, there's probably going to be like 1 frame that would go by because you might not be frame perfect. But other than that, I mean, theoretically, there should be none going by because it's just loading. Load times don't count. When the game is loading, frames aren't being counted. So on black load screens and a couple other areas, the game isn't counting frames. Also, the opening cutscene is pretty interesting. So I obviously have been skipping this opening cutscene the entire time, but let me talk about that for a second. The opening cutscene is pretty interesting. So the game right now is not counting frames, right? It's still not counting. Starts counting now. So right now the game is counting. Now it's not, and now it is. Now during this cutscene, it's not going up by 60 per second. For some reason, during this cutscene, it's only going up 60 frames every like 2 or 3 seconds, something like that. I think it's going 4 times slower during that cutscene. So it's only going up by like 20 frames per second or something like that. for some reason, and then when you get here, it's going up, obviously, by 60 every second. So, really what you need to do in the beginning of the game is you need to skip that cutscene as quickly as possible. Luckily, there is a little trick to skipping that cutscene on the first possible frame. It involves holding in the start button at the right time. You could just mash the start button, but that's inconsistent. But if you hold in the start button, I'll show you exactly when. Wait. Now. It'll skip it automatically. Which is really needed. Back in the day, we didn't know that you can hold in start at that particular time to skip the cutscene, like, on the first frame possible. So, back in the day, you actually had to mash start to get past that cutscene, and there were so many runs that died before they even started because you couldn't mash start the right way, and part of the cutscene would play, which would fuck up the frame count, so you just have to reset. That used to actually be a really fucking annoying part of the run. Can you use RNG manipulation on online emulators? I mean, theoretically, sure. You can use RNG manipulation on any way possible that you can play the game. Because remember, all RNG manipulation is, it's not like you're doing anything special to the game. Regardless of where you're playing the game, it's counting frames. It's going up by 60 every second. When what frame you do certain actions on is determining everything. Regardless of where you play it, that's just what the game's code is. So as long as you're playing the game itself, the game's code handles RNG the same way, no matter what you're playing on. So theoretically, you can do RNG manipulation on anything. You could do RNG manipulation on a PlayStation Portable, PSP. You could do RNG manipulation on an emulator on the computer, an online emulator, on your Android phone. You can do RNG manipulation anywhere. But it's probably going to be really fucking hard to properly do RNG manipulation on an online emulator or on like a phone or something. Mainly because if that emulator is not running at a consistent frame rate, that's going to fuck you up. So, you know, if the emulator has frame drops, like if you notice that when you're playing FM on the emulator, at some points it lags, that's gonna fuck everything up. And you also need to be able to reset the emulator like very easily. And if you can't reset it extremely easily, you're gonna have an even harder time. But it is possible for sure on all of them. Yeah, if you manage to find a way to play FM on a calculator, you could definitely go ahead and do RNG manipulation on it. I don't recommend it. Oh, that was terrible. About 4 to 5 seconds behind. Oh, just kidding. Way more than that now. Way more than that now. What an asshole. Like, honest to God. Hello? On this episode of How to Lose 13 Seconds. I don't have the Compendium open. That's bad. Alright, I gotta get this open up really fast because I'm on 7-Eleven. Which I haven't really done practice on, which means I don't really know the exact movements. Here we go. There we are. Alright, I'm not looking at chat right now. My text mashing feels really bad today. Whenever we get to the end, fuck, why do I already have a headache? Jesus fucking Christ. I hate my life. Imagine getting a headache and you're not even streaming for like half hour. Doing this run gives me a headache over time. Like over a couple hours, I'll start to get a headache. But I don't know why I already have one. I think that's pretty epic if you ask me. Well, first try of the day, so not too bad, I would say. I don't know how I got so good at this first MBD. Like, it was, I don't understand how anybody could be this good at the first MBD, because it's like, the game, fuck off. The game runs at such a high frame rate, like, how can one human be this consistent? That's what I want to know. Doesn't make sense. You shouldn't be able, theoretically, you shouldn't even be able to get this consistent. I don't know why I hit it literally every time. In the beginning. In the beginning of my runs, I hit it every time. And then as time goes on, I start to hit it less and less. Just makes no sense to me. I'm gonna be so behind. I'm gonna be like 17-ish. Assuming I make no more mistakes. 17 seconds behind. Which is actually a sizable amount now, like 10 seconds and under is like whatever, but at this point it's like, come on dude. Really? Maybe not 17, I probably overreacted. No, actually, yeah, roughly. Yeah, I don't know about that. This never works anyway, so... Still not confirmed that it worked. Needs to... There's a bunch of cards he can play and a bunch of cards that he can play that would fuck everything. That's one of the cards that makes it a loss right there. He played his own MBD. So there's I think there's 2 cards he can play that fucks everything up. It's MBD and Pug'em. If he plays either of those cards, we're fucked and the run is pretty much over. He needs to play either Sengenjin, which would be a Jupiter in defense, which would mean that I got it, or he needs to play a Moon in defense, which would be a Zera the Mant, or a Pluto in defense, which would be a Twin-Headed. Any of those means that I got the manipulation, and I can manipulate into the third. Anything else means that I failed. And also, the 4th card in my hand, not now, but on the very first hand, the 4th card in my hand has to be Dark Plant. There's other possibilities where it could be Charbin or Muka Muka. I could still win MBD on those frames, but I can't get the 3rd MBD, the quick 3rd MBD, which would mean a reset anyway. So pretty much a shit ton has to go correctly in order for this to advance onto the 3rd. Still haven't been able to advance onto the 3rd in my world record attempts, to even attempt it. And then once we go to the 3rd MBD, it's pretty easy. Well, actually, it's one of the harder manips in the game. Well, it's not like if you do the setup right, it's pretty easy actually. But the setup is kind of hard because you have to remove Monster Eye and add an MBD, and that's actually a lot harder than it sounds because. So going into this manip, I remove basic insect and add MBD, and that's really easy to do because basic insect's all the way at the top, obviously, because it's a shit card and it also starts with B. But Monster Eye is a lot more difficult, mainly because it starts with an M, which means it's going to be like halfway into my deck. So in the same amount of time that I did the last manipulation where all I had to do was remove basic insect, which was right on top, and add MBD, so I have that same amount of time, but instead of just hitting the card on top, I need to scroll through the deck, go to the middle of the deck, remove Monster Eye, add MBD in the same amount of time, and it's actually very tight. It's pretty difficult mechanically, honestly. It's definitely the most mechanically difficult manipulation in the entire run, for sure. So, but I practice it, so I should be fine at it at this point. I have a good strategy set up to hit it. So yeah. I haven't been looking at chat, by the way, so I have no idea what any of you said. Let's scroll back up. Jesus, I missed a lot of chat. Jesus, I have 67 viewers already? What the fuck? When did that happen? Literally, when I started that manip, I thought I was like in the 30s or something. What happened? I've been streaming for 21 minutes. How did that even... That's pretty cool, though, to be fair. That's pretty fucking cool. Looks like we're getting some of my viewership back, which is nice. Let's see here. Is he gonna take Haishin's 3 MBD? Oh, yeah, I am. Eventually. Can you manip so the opponent gets Oh! Wow, Stephen Gilroy, that's actually a really cool idea. That is a very cool idea. Yeah, because well... The script only tells me what the enemy's going to play. Like, card. I don't know what the script would do. If the script even knows about Exodia. Let me ask that to more knowledgeable people, and I'll get back to you on that one. Let me see. Master and Internet Scientist. Someone in my chat just asked a pretty interesting question. If it would be possible Someone in my chat just asked a pretty interesting question. They asked if it would be possible to manipulate an enemy to play Exodia on you. I thought about it, but the script only shows what cards the enemy is going to play, not necessarily what they have in their hand. My question is, how does the script handle a frame where the enemy draws Exodia right now? Does it just ignore it and put what they would play if Exodia didn't happen? I'm genuinely curious as to what the script does now, and if the script can be modified slightly to show what the enemy is going to draw. Because if it shows what the enemy is going to draw, then we could actually look through the frames and figure out, okay, well, he's going to have Exodia on this frame. And then we could go to that frame and do it. So yeah, it should be possible to edit this. The script in its current state, no, it's not possible. But if the script was edited just to show what the enemy draws as well, then we'd be able to do it. Why is MBD so easy to manipulate? Okay, so for one, Metal Zoe and MBD aren't the same drop rate. MBD is a 4, Metal Zoe is a 2. MBD is a 4 where I'm winning it, Haishin. Metal Zoe is a 2. So Metal Zoe is already going to be twice as difficult. And the second reason is because I didn't spend nearly as much time on my manip as the MBD manip has. This MBD manip has been worked on a lot more than that Metal Zoe manip has. Like, they looked a lot longer to find much better frames. I didn't do that yesterday because I just wanted to get it done in one stream. I just wanted to win it. I wasn't looking for consistency. I was just looking for getting it, right? With the MBDs, when you look for a manipulation that has to be done in a speedrun, you have to think about how consistent you can do it. Like, if you can do it over and over and over again easily, or at least somewhat easily. But when I was looking for Metal Zoe yesterday, I didn't really care if I could do it over and over again. I just wanted to be able to do it a single time, even if it took me an hour of trying. That's not obviously useful in a speedrun. Had I continued looking and I spent a couple days on it, I probably could have made an okay manip for Metal Zoe, but you also have to remember it's half the drop chance, which is going to make things a lot harder, even still. So that's pretty much why. Sebek is the only person who drops Metal Zoe in the entire game. The only person who drops Metal Zoe is Sebek, and it's a 2. And the only, well, plenty of people drop MBD, but we're winning it from Haishin 1. Mainly because he's right in the beginning of the game, obviously. So it allows us to have MBD in the early game, which speeds things up dramatically. Yeah, I heard that Nintendo Direct is next week. It's pretty cool. I'll watch that. Yeah, Zoa's 2600. You think it's 3100 because it gets powered up on Yami. Because it's a fiend. Is it a 4? Everybody, I remember it being a 2. I could have been wrong on that, though. But when I asked my chat yesterday, everybody said that it's a 2. So, let me check. It's probably a 4. If you're thinking that it's wrong, it's probably wrong. Yeah, it's a 4. Okay. That makes more sense. Why did everybody tell me it was a 2? I remember it being a 2 for some reason, and then I thought that... I asked my chat, I'm like, is it a 2 or is it a 4? I asked my chat yesterday, and then literally everybody said 2. So I was like, alright, I guess it's a 2. But it's a 4. Okay, so that means that it's just as difficult to win as an MBD. That still kind of doesn't really change my explanation that much. More time went into the MBD. So, that's pretty much why. But it did seem like it... Well, yeah, if you look at the frames for MBD, there aren't too many either. There's also an aspect of luck in it. The bottom line is the game developers made it so some frames drop certain cards and some frames don't. And, yeah, I mean, if we as players are just unlucky because Metal Zoa only doesn't have like a bunch of frames in a row where it drops, then it just doesn't, and MBD might. So, not much we can do about that. How to reduce the time of your record? Getting good. Playing better. Metal Zoa. They were talking about Metal Zoa. I thought it was a 2, and then I asked, but then I wasn't sure, and I asked my chat, I'm like, is it a 2 or is it a 4? Because I knew it was one of those two. And then my whole chat said 2. So I was like, okay. Dark Magic Ritual is, yeah, it's totally unobtainable. You cannot get it in any way, shape, or form. You cannot fuse it, you cannot purchase it. Can't fuse it, can't purchase it, obviously can't ritual summon it, you can't win it, you can't buy it. You will never, ever, ever get it. You will never make it appear in the library, no matter how much you like it. It sucks, but it's true. Even with the PocketStation, you can't get it. Even if you're in Japan, and you're playing the Japanese game, and you have your little fucking PocketStations and remotes and shit, you still can't get it. How epic is that? Nope, don't even need the PocketStation. Can't even get it with that. As far as I know, Dark Magic Ritual is a card that you cannot get with even PocketStation. It's literally not obtainable anyway, on any version. Why the developers did that, I have no fucking clue. But people a lot smarter than me have looked in the game's code and said, yeah, you can't get it even with a PocketStation. Like, it's just not there, you can't get it. You can only get it with modifying the game. You having fun, kitty? Oh, I called him. Great. Now he's gonna come in here and start meowing at me to pet him. Yeah. Here he comes. Here, buddy. Come up here. Will you come up here for me? Will you come up here? Are you not going to come up here and you're just going to start meowing at me? What is PocketStation? PocketStation is a little add-on for the Japanese PlayStation 1. Pretty much it's a tiny little device, pretty much the size of a memory card, and it has a very tiny screen on it. And pretty much it will communicate with the Japanese PlayStation 1 over infrared. And using this little device, a couple games on the PlayStation 1 library support it, so that you can go in the game and say, yeah, I want to use a PocketStation right now, and then it will communicate with the device, and the device will have a couple different games and functionalities on it. One of the games on the one for Forbidden Memories is called the Card Lottery, and it pretty much will just shit out a card for you, and that's how you get a lot of the unobtainables. Cards like Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth are obtainable with the card library, or the card lottery, if I remember correctly. So using the little device, you do the little game, and it will pop up and say you got a Pug'em, and now the Pug'em is on your PlayStation. But again, this device was only available in Japan. It was never released outside of Japan. So when the developers decided a couple years later to bring the Forbidden Memories to the rest of the world outside of Japan, pretty much what, like, I'm assuming the developers originally thought that the PocketStation wouldn't be shit, and that the PocketStation would eventually release around the world, right? So when they made FM, they put in PocketStation support. But then they didn't release FM for like 3 years after it released in Japan. And by that time, the PocketStation had been discontinued because it was just garbage and it never went to the rest of the world. So developers are like, well shit, we have a bunch of cards in this game that you could only get with this little device, and not only did we discontinue this device, but now it's not in the rest of the world, so if we bring this game to the rest of the world, people aren't going to be able to get those cards because they're not going to be able to get a PocketStation. So they're like, well, what the fuck do we do? They had two options. They could waste more money and more man-hours recoding parts of the game to make it so the cards were able to be won, or fused, or had some other way of getting them. Or they could just say, fuck it, and do this. They could change where it says options, with an S, to option. And then they can remove the entire bottom part of this screen. You can see where it says Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories underneath the options here? That's where the PocketStation option used to be. So instead of taking the man-hours to code in winning the cards elsewhere, or fusing them, or making them purchasable, they said fuck it, they wiped out this screen, and they changed options to option, and then they just shipped it out. That's pretty much what happened. Honestly, I don't really blame them. Because you also have to remember, at the time, Yu-Gi-Oh! Wasn't super duper popular outside of Japan. Like, it wasn't crazy popular outside of Japan yet when they released this game. So they probably thought that Forbidden Memories wouldn't sell well outside of Japan. I'm assuming that they thought that, oh, Forbidden Memories is not going to sell very well outside of Japan, like in the rest of the world, in North America and Europe. It's probably not going to sell well. So why would we waste all of this money to change the game to make it pretty much a new version of it where these cards are able to be won? For a game that's probably not going to sell well. They probably thought that they would end up wasting more money changing the game to make the cards obtainable than they would if they just shipped it and said fuck it. And you also have to remember, at that time, the internet wasn't really super, super crazy or anything like it is now. So most of these people wouldn't even know that most of these cards existed. They would see empty slots in the card library, but most of these people wouldn't even know that the PocketStation was how you got them, or that the developers did this. So most people would go their entire lives of playing this game. Most people would spend the entire duration with Forbidden Memories outside of Japan, thinking that there is some way to get those cards, but they just haven't figured it out yet. And by the time people figure out that it's the PocketStation, they're not going to figure it out because they're going to stop playing the game long before that happens. Think about it. Everybody's just going to think, yeah, you could definitely get those cards. I see empty slots in my library. There has to be a way. And then over time, they're going to be like, wow, I still can't get any of these cards. And then over time, people stop playing the game. Because, I mean, games change. They knew this. They knew the average consumer wasn't going to play the game for that long. I mean, they would. They'd play it. They'd beat it. They'd probably get a pretty OP deck. But eventually, they would stop playing it. Just like everybody eventually stops playing every game. And they figured by the time they finished the game, they would have just said fuck it on those cards. But they probably thought most people would think that they are obtainable some way. Yeah, there's plenty of mods of this game where the cards are obtainable. There are, like, tons of mods of Forbidden Memories that you can download right now, where it's literally the same exact vanilla Forbidden Memories. It's the same game as I have right now, except they did the work Konami didn't and made the cards obtainable. So it's everything is the same except for you can now win those cards in some way, shape, or form. There are mods of that exist, and you can download and play it right now if you wanted to. Should make another video for this info? Maybe. If enough people want me to make a video on this, I will. I can actually do more research and contact the developers and ask them. I contacted a developer of this game once. I actually talked to him. I contacted one of the sound producers of Forbidden Memories a couple years ago over Facebook, and we actually talked for a little while. He was obviously Japanese, and there was definitely a huge language barrier. This guy did not speak a lick of English. But with the power of Google Translate, we figured each other out. And I mean, he was a sound producer, so we really didn't expect to get any interesting information from him or anything. But talking to him was cool. I told him that, like, yeah, you know, people speedrun your game, and there's, like, a big community around it these days. And, you know, I just wanted to thank you for your work. And the guy was so fucking happy that there was people, like, still playing this game and speedrunning it. We told him what the record was at the time. I forget what the record was. I think it was still over 4 hours. But we told him that that was the record, and he was, like, really impressed. He's like, wow, you beat the game that quickly. That's incredible. It was a really cool experience. It was really surreal talking to somebody who worked on the game that I've been playing, like, so much. And I mean, this game is pretty much responsible for my online presence right now. So, like, talking to one of the guys who had a hand in that was, like, incredible. Remember having more than 999 duels with Anubisius thinking that he drops Pug'em? Yeah. A lot of people thought that, Patrick. I'm assuming that was one of the things Konami wanted a lot of the rest of the world to think. Because remember, Konami knew you couldn't get those cards. So, a lot of people kept trying to get those cards, and they couldn't, obviously, because you couldn't ever get the cards, but nobody knew that. So everybody just kept coming up with crazy theories of, like, oh, you need to get, like, 3,000 duels before it's possible or something. You know? Because people were trying to come up with an excuse for why those cards weren't dropped yet, and that sounded pretty good, I mean. And then there were all the people who faked it. There's so many people on the internet who posted, like, fake pictures of the cards dropping, photoshopped pictures of them playing, like, on a modded game. But they told everyone it was a regular game. Like, so many fakes on the internet, dude. It's actually pretty sad. I confuse a twin-headed there. That's interesting. Watch, he's gonna play like a fucking sin engine. I'm gonna feel like an asshole. Don't even fuck with me. Okay, good. My deck in 5 years, 624 out of 722. Yeah, the maximum number of cards you can get to show up in that card library is 689. So in the game, there are 722 cards, and I mean, if you look at the library, right? If you click on library on the main menu, you can check like how many cards you have. It'll tell you like some number out of 722. The maximum number you can get to show up there, outside of the Japanese version and the PocketStation, is 689. So if anybody here ever wants to do a 100% of this game and you want to get everything you possibly can, and you're not using the PocketStation, obviously, then the maximum amount you can get to show up there is 689. Once you get 689 to show up there, the rest of the cards, you can't get them anyway. Now with the PocketStation, I believe the number jumps up pretty high. I think it's like 710 or something. There's still a bunch of cards you can't even get with the PocketStation. We used to think that there were only 2 cards you couldn't get without the PocketStation, which would be Dark Magic Ritual and Magician of Black Chaos. But there's actually a bunch more that you cannot get even with the PocketStation. How sick is that? I think that's pretty fucking hilarious. Honest to God, it's pretty funny. I wonder what the developers would say about RNG manipulation. I just fucked it. That was so late. Oh, that was terrible. That's what happens when you fuck up menuing. Everything fucking falls apart. Goddamn menuing in this game. I hate how you only have one shot now. Goddamn strats are so hard. You fuck up the menuing and it's literally just run over. I love it when games get so optimized to the point where if you fuck up menuing, the whole run is over. Not that this run is optimized, it's really not. This run has a long way to go still. Like, a long way to go. 660, you're close. You're damn close, boy. I'm gonna be starting a 100% really soon. I'll be streaming it on this channel. So if anybody is interested in seeing me try to get all of the cards possible in a 100% speed run, let me know. I need to make sure that there's plenty of interest before I actually start doing this. Because it's a big time investment. And I don't really want to invest all that time if I'm only going to have like 30 viewers the whole time. So if I can make sure I'm going to get, you know, my usual viewership doing 100%, then I'll definitely do it. But right now, as a full-time streamer who's definitely struggling to make ends meet, I need to make sure that I'm doing whatever pretty much gets me the most viewers. I know it sounds shallow, but when this is your job, you kind of have to. No, yeah, it means well, when you say starship cards, like not like perfectly ultimate great moth. So 100% excludes, it does not include all of the cards that cost 99999, which is max star chips. If a card costs max star chips, it doesn't count, obviously. But again, that is excluded from the 689 number that I just said. But everything else is fair game. So a 100% speedrun of Forbidden Memories pretty much means this. You need to have all duelists unlocked. Obviously, you have to have every duelist unlocked. And the only way to unlock all the duelists is by beating the game, obviously. You need to go into free duel, and every slot needs to be filled, every single one. So that obviously means you need to beat the game at least once, because that's the only way you can get, like, you know, Sebek, Nightmare, Dark Knight, Seto, Third, into the free duel. So you need to beat the game at least once in order to completely fill the free duel screen. So that means doing all the villagers, that means doing Jono 2, Tayana 2, those type of people. And you also need to have the card library show up 689 out of 722. So that's this. For those of you who don't know, there's actually an option for library here. And if you click on it, it will show you what cards you have. Pretty cool, right? Yeah, that 35 would have to say 689. Once it says 689, congratulations, you've done 100% of the game. So you need to get all obtainable cards and unlock all duelists in free duel. That is the definition of 100% in this game. Now, one thing that there is to note is that in order to make this number go up, you don't just have to get the card. Right? So take Metal Zoa as a very good example. In 100%, I'm not going to try to win a Metal Zoa. Instead of trying to win a Metal Zoa, which is hard as shit, I'm going to win a Zoa, and I'm going to win a Metal Morph, and then I'm going to fuse them together, which makes Metal Zoa, and whenever you fuse a card, it will still show up in here. Whenever you ritual summon a card, it still shows up in here. Whenever you buy a card, it shows up in here. So you don't actually have to have the card, you just have to have it on your side of the field at some point. So you need to fuse the card, ritual summon the card, buy the card, or win the card. One of those things has to be done in order for the card to show up here. So you can get 722 with enough star chips? No. There are still a lot of cards that can't even be bought with star chips. Even if you had like millions and millions of star chips, there are a bunch of cards that say NA, or not applicable, on the code list. You can't even buy them with star chips. So no, you wouldn't even be able to get 722 with star chips. But yeah. So I'll make a poll or something. Getting max star chips a single time. So max star chips is defined as 999,999, right? 999,999 star chips. That is the maximum amount of star chips that the counter can show. And there are a bunch of cards that cost that much to buy. In order to get that many star chips, it would actually require you to farm for years. Unless you plan on doing it 24/7, then it might only take a couple hundred days of like non-stop gameplay. So it's never happening. If anybody ever tells you that they got max star chips playing the game legitimately like this, like on a console, they're lying to you. No one has ever or will ever get max star chips on a console without any sort of cheating, or even on an emulator without any sort of cheating. People might come to you and say, hey, I got it, but they had the frame limit off, which makes the game go, like, play super fast, but I doubt anybody would even do that, because even that would take a long time. So yeah, nobody will ever get max star chips legitimately, and anybody who claims to have done it is lying, or remembering incorrectly. Maybe they're not lying, but they're lying in that it never happened, but some people do remember incorrectly, like they think back to their childhood and they think, yeah, I had it. They actually didn't. I guarantee you they didn't. But some people get really adamant that they did it, but they're either remembering incorrectly or lying. Every single one of them. Because there's no way it will ever happen. What about Suijin, Kazujin, and Song of the Thunder? They are hard too, like 4. Yeah, you still gotta win them, no, Patrick. You gotta win every single one of those. Again, if the card is obtainable, if you can win the card, if there's any possible way of making the card show up in that library outside of buying it for max star chips, it has to be done. Period. Luckily, the lowest drop rate you have to deal with in a 100% run is a 4. You never have to win anything less than a 4. Low Metal Mage has a much higher drop rate. Metal Mage has the highest drop rate of MBD in the game. So Low Metal Mage drops it at a 20 out of 2048. Jono drops it at an 8 out of 2048. Haishin drops it at a 4 out of 2048. And Low Mountain Mage actually drops it at a 2 out of 2048. That is everybody you can win it from. And as you can see, the highest is a 20 on Metal Mage, and the second highest is less than half of that, an 8, which is Jono. So you definitely never want to go for it against anybody but Meadow. For example, I drew card 1-003. You do know that it's talking about card slots, not actual cards. So if the script says you're gonna draw card number 1, that doesn't mean you're gonna draw Blue Eyes White Dragon. It means you're gonna draw whatever is in card slot 1. Do you know that part? If the script on Excel has the wrong cards, there has to be something that has the starting hand if you're getting the starting hand. The script is definitely not wrong. Make sure that you're sorting the deck the right way so that it makes sense. You might want to write down exactly like how your deck is sorted. And you have to make sure that before you enter the duel, however you have the deck sorted right before you enter the duel, that's how it's going to be drawn. Not entirely sure. I can't really help you right now, Stay, or Stee, H. But I can tell you that the script pretty much won't ever be wrong because it's literally just the math of the game. So, in cases like this, if you were winning the wrong card, then I would tell you that it's because of a language difference. Because different versions of this game have different animations, which fucks up what card you win at the end of the duel. But as far as the cards that you're drawing, that's going to be the same regardless of the language. So it has to be. I don't like mean this sound like an asshole, but it has to be something that you're doing wrong. Make sure that you have it the right duelist. Make sure that you're looking through enough frames as well. I mean, you might be looking at a you might be on a frame that's not included inside of the spreadsheet, so you might want to increase the range. I don't know how many frames you're looking at, probably 3,000. If you took too long to get into the duel, then it's not going to show, obviously. You need to make sure you're within that range. So make sure you're resetting your console before you go into the duel. So reset the console and then go into the duel. And remember, you can only do this once. You can't, like, win the duel or lose the duel and then click on him again and try again, because the frame count's going to keep counting. You need to make sure you're resetting the console every time. And you're going to need to make sure... like I said in the video, I recommend looking between 0 and 3,000 for the first attempt, and then reset your console and move into the duelist as quickly as humanly possible. If you do that, you're guaranteed to be on one of those frames. Provided you're not wasting a ton of time, like a minute. No idea, Crystal Gamer. I'm not the one who made the script, so I couldn't tell you. That would be a question for a generic mad scientist. But to my knowledge, nobody has ever had anything wrong with the script other than the language difference. Nobody's ever had a problem of it actually giving incorrect information. Also, make sure that you're sorting the spreadsheet correctly. Incorrect sorting can also fuck everything up. Like, if you sort the spreadsheet wrong, it's going to put... That was terrible. It's gonna put different cards into different slots, and it's gonna fuck everything up. You need to make sure that you're sorting the spreadsheet correctly. Do exactly what I did, which was putting into Google Sheets and then sorting between, starting with row B, not row A. Start with row B, and then I think it's like to P or something, wherever the numbers end. You want to sort those ranges. That way it sorts by B, and then by C, and then by D. That way it's not moving different cells into different rows, which would obviously fuck everything up. Yeah, GMS is a fucking saint for doing all of this work. He's the real hero here, guys. Remember, the script that was created to let everybody else make their own manipulations, you have to remember, I didn't make that. I had no part in that. I didn't even help with that. I didn't touch anything regarding that script. That was all Generic Mad Scientist, so you guys should give him a lot. Generic Mad Scientist is pretty much the guy who like, figured out RNG manipulation in this game, not me. Generic Mad Scientist and, like, GCA are, like, the two main guys who figured out RNG manipulation in this game. So you definitely want to give them, like, major props. The only thing I did was I took the script, learned it, and then explained it in a much easier to understand way. That's all I did. But they taught me how to use the script. Like, I didn't know how to use it, obviously, but they taught me how it worked. Because they made the script, it makes it so guys like me, who don't understand everything on the technical aspect, it makes it so it's very easy for me to go in and make my own RNG manipulation strats. And it makes it so you guys can make your own RNG manipulation strats. It's not complicated now. A lot of people watch the video and think, wow, this is really complicated. But keep in mind, that script was literally made to make things as the least amount of complicated as possible. Imagine, so if that script doesn't exist, doing all of the groundwork required to do the same thing that that script does would require so much more technical knowledge than is required to just use the script itself. So, like, really, if you guys ever see Generic Mad Scientist in my chat, or if you guys ever see GK, or his username here might be The Master, if you guys ever see those guys anywhere, like, tell them thank you, because they are the reason this is happening. They are the reason this speedrun exists right now. We would still be doing those no RNG manipulation speedruns if it was not for them. And I just feel like they don't get near enough recognition. And a lot of times I feel bad because a lot of people come to me and they see me doing this and they see me explaining all of this, and then they just think that it's me. And it's really not me. I understand it very well, but I didn't come up with it. I didn't do all of that work. They did. So I'm just the messenger, guys. I have a knack for explaining things in a very easy to understand way, which is why it was perfect for me to make that video. But it took me a while to personally understand it well enough to make a video on it. Yeah, the preliminary duel theme's good. My personal favorite is the Kaiba theme. I think the Kaiba theme is kick-ass. Maybe I can make Carly stop and get McDonald's or something. That'd be fucking hot. Like, coding that script on its own must have taken forever. But imagine how long it took to find the information needed to properly code it. Like, just writing the code itself, just typing it out and thinking about, okay, well, we need to do this and that. That probably took forever. But imagine how long it took just to get the information to understand enough to write that script. I can't even. I can't even. And like I said, I really feel like they don't get recognized enough. So please do recognize them a lot, if you can. Don't recognize me for RNG manipulation. I'm just the speedrunning guy. I'm not the guy who came up with the routes. I helped find a lot of the routes after the script was made, because now I could, but before then, no, nothing. Try to cook/copy the Big Mac. I'm not really binging with Babish, so I probably won't ever do that. I'm not a cook. If you want to see somebody try to recreate a lot of foods in, like, movies or TV shows, I recommend watching Binging with Babish. He's probably my favorite cooking channel on YouTube. And he has, like... He pretty much goes to different, like, TV shows and movies, and he cooks the food from those movies or TV shows. It's pretty cool. He also has a series called Basics with Babish, which is him just showing how to cook more basic things. Not necessarily from TV shows, but yeah. Duel Links? No, I don't play any Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't play any other Yu-Gi-Oh! Than this. This is the only Yu-Gi-Oh! I play. Holy shit, it's Burnsy, boys. Holy shit, it's him. The god has returned. That's right, Burnsy's back, boys. What up, dude? Long time no see, dude. How have you been? I missed you, man. I don't even know, Patrick. See, I have no idea what you're even talking about. So no, I don't play it. Like I said, this is it. This is the only Yu-Gi-Oh game I play. So if you can think of any other Yu-Gi-Oh game other than this, I haven't played it. Unless it's called Yu-Gi-Oh! The False-Bound Kingdom for the GameCube, was it? Yeah, I think it was for the GameCube. I did play False-Bound Kingdom for the GameCube, and I did play Duelist of the Roses. Those are the only 3 Yu-Gi-Oh! Games I ever really touched. Obviously, this one way more than the others. False-Bound Kingdom, I was actually going to speedrun, but then I realized it's boring as shit halfway into learning speedrun, so I said, fuck that. And I don't really enjoy Duelist of the Roses. I played it casually once, beat it, but didn't really enjoy it. So I didn't speedrun it. Who is the god? Burnsy is the god. You see Burnsy in chat? He's the god. Yeah, dude, I have a sponsor now, Burnsy. How sick is that? Hang on. I need to make Burnsy easier to see. There we go. Do you know Duelist of the Roses? Yeah, I just said that I played it casually, but I really didn't like it. So yeah, I played it, don't like it. Not my cup of tea, boys, not my cup of tea. Burnsy has the power, boys. S-Teching Pegasus by running out of cards is way too boring. Do you have any strategy to SA-Tech him faster? Hell yeah, I do, Crystal. So here's the thing. When you S-Tech somebody, right? The cards that you can win from S-Teching somebody are the same exact cards that you can win from A-Teching somebody. And A-Teching is a fuck of a lot easier. Go on my channel. Or don't even go on my channel. Just Google. Or not even... Yeah, I bet you can Google it. But probably search it on YouTube. Search for Fast A-Tech Tutorial. I made a video on how to do Fast A-Techs. Watch that. Pretty much the key, Crystal, is using one trap. You have to do a bunch of other stuff, but the main thing that opened up A-Techs for everybody was traps. Using a single trap. That pretty much is the reason A-Teching is possible. And, like, so much easier. That was really good. But yeah, look up my Fast A-Tech tutorial, watch that, and then you'll know. I explain exactly how ranks work in this game. I can give you guys a really very quick rundown. So pretty much at the start of every duel, right? So you have something called duel points. I guess we'll call it duel points, right? So in a duel, you start off with 50 duel points. right? And depending on what you do or don't do, you gain or lose duel points. So let's say I use a trap. That might make it so that 50 goes down by 6. So now I'm at like 44, right? Or if I don't use any traps, instead of subtracting 6, maybe now it will add 2 at the end of the duel. So if you don't use any traps, it's going to add 2. So now you have 52, right? All these different actions add or subtract from that starting 50. And then at the very end of the duel, the game looks at what your number is and assigns you a rank. So if you have between 90 and 99, you get an S rank. I think that's what it is. Between 90 and 99, you get an S rank. Between 80 and 89, you get an A rank, and so on and so forth. So it goes, S rank is 90 to 99, A rank is 80 to 89, B POW is 70 to 79, D POW is 60 to 69, and here's where it gets interesting. Then after D POW, it goes to D Tech. So D Tech is under that, and then it goes to C Tech, and then it goes to B Tech, and then it goes to A Tech. So you need to pretty much lower that 50 all the way down to like 30-ish by the end of the duel in order to get an A Tech. That's pretty much how it works. And there's different like brackets pretty much. So for example, oh shit, hell yeah, dude. Thank you so much, Mad Bro, aka Steven Krause, for the $10 donation.
Received from Mad Bro AA. No one order from Papa John's today, please. I work there and it's hell already.
Thank you so much for the donation, dude. That helps so much. Thank you, dude. Yeah, it's around 30 points you need. So pretty much in order to get an A-Tech, you need to lower your rank. So, for example, if you use 0 magics, it will add nothing to that 50. If you use 1 magic, it will subtract 4. If you use 2 magics, it's still only 4. 3 magics, still only 4. But once you hit 4 magics, now it's subtracting 8. So pretty much 0 magics does one thing, 1 magic does a different thing, and then, so it's like if you use 1 to 3 magics, you lose 4. If you use 4 to 6 or 4 to 7 magics, you lose 8. If you use 7 to 10 magics, you lose 10. It's something like that. Those aren't the exact numbers, but roughly something like that. That's how ranks work in this game. Early. Early as a witch's tit, if that even makes any sense. Yeah, look at that. Early, boys. Early as a fuckstick. Rip. I could have won MBD there. But even if I won MBD, it wouldn't have mattered, so. The run was over anyway, because I can't get the second MBD quickly on that frame. Because I was early. I knew I was early. I told you I was early. Yeah, it was early. That was actually 2 frames early. What flavor is in that vape? We have strawberry kiwi, or kiwi berry rather, from Vape Wild. Which is the company I'm sponsored from, boys. Go buy some Vape Wild shit using my links. Please, please, please. Become a Patreon supporter. How about you guys become a Patreon supporter? I have no Patreon supporters. Isn't that sad? How sad is that? You guys should totally support me on Patreon. That'd be, like, the shit. You're Brazilian. Your video's teaching me a lot about English. That's nice. I'm glad to hear that, Patrick. I've had a lot of people tell me that, actually. That for whatever reason, watching my videos is helping them learn English. And I don't know why, because I barely myself know English because I'm such a fucking idiot. I could barely speak English. I could barely speak, damn it. Oh, hell yeah, Owl. That's my boy. Or vape juice. You could buy vape juice there, too, if you already have a vape. And I would absolutely recommend their vape juice because it tastes the best. It really does, though. Like, their vape juice tastes way better than other companies. I've tried a lot of vape juice in my day. This is actually probably my favorite at this point. Kiwi Berry. It's so fucking good, dude. My favorites are usually like peach tea or raspberry lemonade. I typically like fruit flavors. Or like lemonade or tea flavors. But I don't know, this Kiwi Berry, it's really creeping into me. I really like it. I've been vaping on it for like a long time. Long time at this point. What do you think of Juuls? I don't. I think that they're just another form of shitty e-cigarette. There's a difference between e-cigarettes and vapes, right? Juuls are overpriced and garbage, in my opinion. Like, you have to buy those little fucking cartridges to load into them of, like, flavors. And there aren't that many flavors as far as I know. I don't like that. I like the freedom of being able to fill up my own tank with whatever the fuck I want to put in here. I can make my own vape juice if I wanted to. It's not even that hard. It's not even that hard to make your own vape juice. Granted, it's not going to taste nearly as good as people who are actually good at making it, but you can. You have way many... There's so many more options with a vape because you can buy, like... You could just buy flavors, and there's so many different flavors, and it doesn't have to be in a proprietary, like, pod or something. You can literally just buy juice. Anybody can make it and put it in any shape, form of bottle, and you could pour it in, and you're good to go. Because of that, you can buy from a million different companies who make a million different flavors, so you have so many options. With Juuls, as far as I know, you have to buy, like, cartridges or pods or something that has juice already in it that you cannot remove or refill. You have to buy their fucking things from them. It's a good way for them to make money, but it's really shitty for the consumer because now you're limited to a couple flavors that they make and that's it. With this, I could buy the bottom part of my vape from one company, the top part from another company, and the juice that fills it from another company. And the battery that goes in it from another company. You can make your own very personalized experience with a vape. Cannot do that with a Juul. With a Juul, you just look like an absolute 13-year-old, in my opinion. And the coils, you can get the coils anywhere. Look at that. The coils, the tank, the fucking drip tip. You could get... Oh, shit. You can get the drip tip, which is this little piece that I suck on like a cock. You can get that anywhere, too. But why would you with so many options from Vape Wild? That's right. Well, Vape Wild sells a lot of different brands of stuff. That's one of the cool things about them. They don't only sell Vape Wild brand shit. They're kind of like a wholesaler in a way. Like, they make a lot of their own, like, juice and stuff. Like, they make Vape Wild brand stuff, and in my opinion, their Vape Wild brand stuff is the best tasting juice. But if you don't like their shit, you can buy from tons of other companies on their website. They're partnered with so many different companies. So you could buy, if you don't like Vape Wild's juice because you're some sort of fucking moron, you can just buy a different company's juice off of Vape Wild. I mean, these vapes, Vape Wild didn't make any of this. They didn't make the vape. They didn't make this hardware. No, they have partnerships with companies so that they sell other companies' hardware. And a lot of times at a much cheaper price than those companies themselves sell it at. To consumers, anyway. The bottom part here is from Vaperesso. The top part is also from Vaperesso because I think they make actually pretty good shit. You could buy a lot of Vaperesso stuff from Vape Wild. That's where I got all this shit from. I really need a new vape, though. This one is... I've had this one for a very, very long time, and at this point, it's just all sorts of fuck. The bottom part is. The tank itself, I just recently got, like about 2 or 3 months ago, and it's really, really a good tank. But I need a new bottom part. What do you call that, a mod or something? I need a new mod. Wait, do I have 100 viewers? I haven't been looking. I have my chat popped out, so I can't actually see how many viewers I have. Hang on. Holy shit, dude. You're not even joking. I hit 100 viewers. What the fuck? What is happening, dude? You guys are awesome. Fuck yeah. You guys are making the dream work. Does it make a difference in speed between PS2 Slim versus Fat? Yes, it does. The Slims in general are faster, but not all Slims are made equal. And I will explain this after I fail this, hopefully. Okay, good. So, I can actually show you. So, for one, it needs to be a Slim. Slims will always be faster for the most part than, well, that's not actually true, right? You need to get a Slim. You see this number here? You need to buy a PlayStation 2 where this number is either 75,001 or higher. If you get a console that is anything less than 75,001, or 75,000, I think if you're in a different country or something, it needs to be at least 75,000. If it's any lower than that, it will be dramatically slower. Dramatically. So you have to get a console that has that. And if you don't, you're fucked, pretty much. You're not fucked, but it's going to be slower. It's going to be slower than Emulator at that point. It'd be faster if you only have a console that's like SCPH 70,000, like 70001. I would just recommend running on Emulator at that point because it's going to be equal to or slower than an emulator. So the main reason, well, I don't actually know the reason, but I can tell you what happens in the game that makes it slower. It's not load times. Load times will actually be the same as long as you pop on FDS, wherever the fuck FDS is. Right there, yeah. As long as you... The fuck? As long as you put on FDS, you're good. However, like I said, it needs to be 75,001 or higher. So you could get a 75. I know that there's a lot of 90Ks you can buy. Those are good too. But it needs to be at least 75. And the reason being is if you are on a console that's less than that, every single time you do direct damage for, I believe it's 2,000 or greater, so every time you do 2,000 direct damage or higher, your console is going to lag. And this is probably very noticeable for anybody who's running on a console that is less than this right now. So if any of you have ever played FM on a console that's under 75,000, you've probably noticed that whenever you do direct damage that is 2,000 or up, the game lags. And it actually is a half second for every time the game lags like that. So in a run that uses MBDs or twin-headeds, you're doing 2,000 or more direct damage very often, and every time, half second, half second, half second. Over an entire run, that adds up a lot. However, if you play on a console that's 75,000 or up, that problem does not exist anymore. That lag goes away. All fat PS2s will have that lag, and a lot of any slim PS2 under 75,000 will also have the lag. The only consoles that do not have that lag are slim PS2s 75,000 or up. Yeah, if you play on a PlayStation 1, you're just going to lag everywhere. And if you play on a PlayStation 3, you're also going to lag everywhere. What the console I'm playing on right now, this is the fastest version to play this game on. It's faster than Emulator. It's faster than a PlayStation 1. It's faster than a PlayStation 3. It's faster than any PlayStation 2 fat or slim under 75,000. Playing on a PlayStation 2 that has a console BIOS of 75,000 or higher with fast disk speed turned on, that is the fastest way to play Forbidden Memories. And if you play with anything else, you are going slower. Not by much. I mean, most of the other ways you can play it, they're not that much slower. Unless you're actually playing on an original PlayStation 1, then it is a lot slower. The world record for 100% is 80-something hours. I forget exactly what it is, like 84, 88 or something like that, and I am doing one soon. I do plan on doing a 100% very soon. Yep, it's possible to play this game on a PlayStation 3. Some PlayStation 3s do have backward compatibility with PlayStation 1 games. However, some PlayStation 3s cannot. I don't actually know exactly how it works or like what versions do or don't. But the bottom line is, who cares? You don't want to play this on a PlayStation 3 anyway. It's slow. It's slow as a witch's tit, boys. I say that everything is a witch's tit, even though that's not at all how that should be used. All PS3s can play PS1, but many can't play PS2. That's so weird. Plays PS1 games, but not PS2 games. That's kind of weird. I don't know why Sony did that, but I mean, yeah, there you go. Cool shirt. Thanks, dude. We got the Millennium Puzzle there. We got some Yu-Gi-Oh! Text on the arm. Both arms. And I think there's something on... Oh, no, actually, there's nothing on the back, I don't think. Playing the game on a PSP, how much slower is it compared? Oh, I have no idea how much slower, but it's definitely slower. Can I give you some tips on how to beat FM2? Not really, no. I don't like the game. Obviously, like you said, I don't like the game, but I mean, I don't really remember any good strategies to beat it. I think you make Berserk Dragon a lot. You want, like, dragons and zombies in that game, I think. Pretty sure. I don't know if that's FM2 or if that's another mod I'm thinking of, or if that's an earlier version of FM2 I'm thinking of. But in one of the mods, I remember you had to just pretty much make Berserk Dragon all over and over again. It was pretty much the twin-headed of the run. But I can't really give you any more advice other than that, because that's all I really remember. Do I watch any other streamers? Yeah, I watch a lot of streamers, actually. Not on YouTube. I watch a lot of Twitch streamers. I only stream on YouTube and watch videos, obviously, on YouTube, but I don't watch any live streams here on YouTube. Do I like any mod? I think it was like mod 13. I did play like one mod a lot. It was either mod 13 or 15. I forget which one it was. Probably 13, because I played it way back when. But yeah, I played one of those two. I forget which one, but I played it a lot. Like a lot. Why do I hate FM2? Check my description. I actually have that question answered. At least I believe I do. What's my favorite game to play? I really like the Zelda series and the Metroid Prime series. Those are like my favorite series of games. But I think Breath of the Wild is probably like my favorite game of all time right now. I need to finish that playthrough I was doing. Have we gotten past MBD 2 yet? Nah. I've been failing MBD 1 more than I usually do today. Yeah, Ocarina of Time is also a really good game, obviously. Ocarina of Time is the first game I ever speedrun. I used to speedrun Ocarina of Time a fuck ton back in the day. Oh, Ocarina of Time, definitely Map Master. Would it ruin the games for you to speedrun those? Zelda and Metroid? I don't think it would ruin the games, no. A lot of people say that speedrunning games kind of ruins the experience after that. And I mean, I don't necessarily agree. Unless there's like a lot of like game-breaking glitches that exist, like really game-breaking. Like, for example, Ocarina of Time for me is pretty much ruined casually. I could never really casually play that game again, I don't think. Mainly because of things like infinite sword glitch and power crouch stabs. I think those two things pretty much ruin the game for me because, like, now that I know how to do them and I know that they exist, even when I play casually, it's just like, I could beat this boss without using it, but I know that there's such a better method that's so easy to do. Like, I don't know, it kind of makes all of the challenge in Ocarina of Time just seem kind of stupid at that point. Is Dark Magician worth keeping in the deck? Yes. Dark Magician is definitely worth keeping in the deck in the final 6. So is Umi, provided that you're you have twin-headed materials in there. And the Wrong Warp? Yeah, I mean, the Wrong Warp obviously makes it feel weird because I know that I could do the Wrong Warp Ganondorf and just go right to Ganon's castle at any time. But that glitch is more of like... That's like a glitch that requires a lot of setup and is like a lot more difficult to pull off, and you have to really be wanting to do that in order for it to happen. So I don't think that ruins the experience for me that much. But I'm talking about glitches that make the game way easier, that that the glitches themselves are relatively easy to do and can be done pretty much anywhere in the game. Those glitches kind of break things for me. Like I said, infinite sword glitch and power crouch stabbing, and the combination of those two. I mean, power crouch stabs, like, they're like a part of the game almost. Like, it's weird even calling them a glitch. I know that I don't think it was intended, but it's just like it's not even like a difficult thing to do. It's something that a lot of casual players probably didn't even notice it. It's glitches like that ruin games casually for me. Glitches that make you overpowered everywhere you go and aren't even, like, hard to do. Like, kind of just happen almost. You can wrong warp to the credits directly on all versions of Ocarina of Time, I believe. I think the wrong warp is in Dodongo's Cavern, though. And I think it requires a lot of RBA, but you can literally wrong warp into the credits for a lot of them. Digimon Rumble Arena? Didn't play that game. Didn't play any Digimon games, no. Do you like the game Destiny? Never played it, actually. How did I find out about this game? SSBM stuff. Back in 2013, I saw SSBM stuff speedrunning this game, and I thought, well, this guy seems really cool, and I have no idea what I'm looking at, but I kind of want to find out what I'm looking at. Like, I looked at Saboon playing the game, and I was like, I have no idea what's going on. But I kind of took it as a challenge to myself. I was like, I don't know what's going on, but like I want to challenge myself and see if I can figure out what's going on. Because I had no idea. So I started watching more and more, and then I played the game casually myself, so I can get a feel for it, and then after that I started doing speedruns, and that was it. Any Dragon Ball games? Not really. I haven't. I've probably played them at like friends' houses when I was younger. But I did play Fighter Z Fighters. I did play Dragon Ball Fighters when it came out. I had an Xbox One at the time, so I got it and I played it. But I've since gotten rid of my Xbox One in favor of a PlayStation 4, which is one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. Because the PlayStation 4 is so dramatically better than the Xbox One. And since then I haven't really rebought Fighters, because I think I kind of got most of what I wanted from it out. I don't even think I beat the game completely, but I felt satisfied enough with the game at that point. I was just like, I'm good. You know, I wasn't like head over heels for it. I've never really been like a fighting type game kind of guy. I've never really been crazy about fighting games. But I did want to play it because I really like Dragon Ball Z, and Super. So I decided to play it, and it was fun, but I mean, nothing I'm writing home about or anything. I would say the game that I've played recently that has made me, like, that I enjoyed the most was probably Yakuza 0. When I got my PlayStation 4, I bought 2 games with it, Yakuza 0 and the new God of War. And keep in mind, I was a Microsoft kid my entire life, so I never got to experience God of War. So I played the new God of War, I beat it, and I was like, holy shit, that was amazing. So then I went back and played the entire series before the new God of War, which just gave me a bigger appreciation for the series. I love the God of War series. And then I played Yakuza 0, right? I probably played it 2 or 3 times, like 2 or 3 nights. And I don't know what happened, but I started playing some other game at the time, and I kind of got bored of it. So then I went and did the other thing, and then a month later I came back to Yakuza 0, and I started playing it again, and holy fuck. I was like, why did I ever stop playing this? This is amazing. I had so much fun with Yakuza 0. I did beat it, obviously, and I did so much in that game. I played that game so much. I didn't stream any of it, though, because nobody really wanted to see it, but it was so much fun. Fairy Tail Final Season is coming? I know, dude, I love Fairy Tail. Holy shit, I fucking love Fairy Tail, but I'm not caught up yet, so don't tell me anything. I'm in the Tartaros saga, or whatever, the Tartaros chapter right now. I just started it, so don't tell me anything. Really like Fairy Tail. I'm an anime fan. Oh, I just fucked it. God damn it. Fuck! Damn it. Fuck, fuck, fuck! God damn controller. Somebody buy me a new controller already. Fuck! No, don't buy me a new controller. Because if you give me money for a new controller, I'm going to spend it on rent anyway. So, don't do it. I really need a new controller, though. It's really bad. I know it sounds cliche, me blaming the controller, but I promise you it actually is the controller. The start button is, like, terribly fucked on it. Oh, that felt really good. I'd be surprised if I didn't get the deck here. Are hyped for Last of Us 2? I didn't play the first one. Remember, I kind of just recently, like a couple months ago, got my PS4. So I haven't really played a lot of games. I haven't really been playing a lot of... For so many years, I didn't play any modern games. I only played Forbidden Memories and, like, older games for like, many years. It's only recently that I've been starting to play, like, newer games. So there's a lot of games I need to play right now. Can you use Emulator on speedruns? Yes. Are you in oh, okay, that's not for me. Send you my brand new PS2 controller? Ooh, that actually sounds like a good offer. That's the thing, I need to buy one new. I like, used ones just feel different to me. I don't know. I'm very picky about my controllers. So, like, Smurfy, for example, offered to send me some of his used ones, and, like, at this point, anything's probably better than this controller because of the start button being so dramatically fucked. But, I don't know. You literally need to hit the start button with the force of 1,000 Thor's cocks thrusting into it. Honestly, it's terrible. You have a wireless third-party controller? That would be a big no-no for me. Cannot have any sort of latency, even if it's milliseconds. And wireless controllers are gonna have that. That scared my titties. Hello! Scared the shit out of me. Damn, brother. Just message me your P.O. box. I don't have a P.O. box. Why don't I see you on Twitch anymore? Because I've been streaming here. I get more viewers here, which is why I stream here.
Here, drink some of this.
Eat this!
Eat this! It's blueberry pomegranate frozen lemonade.
Why don't you want it?
It's cold.
Excuse me?
Cold.
What?
I wanted a cold drink and then I got my cold
Buys an ice cream cone. Can you eat this? It's too cold!
I sound like your mom.
Literally. What the fuck?
Oh,
Buys a frozen drink and says it's too cold.
You moved your set.
I did. The Battletoads game? Hell yeah, dude. Love me some Battletoads. Don't drink it? Yeah, she probably pissed in it or something.
I'm going out with my
Ooh, this is good. Can I have this?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude, this is really good. It's tart as shit. Like, I love tart. It's literally like sipping on like a melted sweet tart. Wow, fuck me, that's good. Why don't you want that? Is the reason actually because it's too cold?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why'd you get it then?
Because I wanted a cold drink.
Why? It's cold outside.
No.
Whatever. I mean, thank you. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Damn, you could taste the blueberry and everything. Great. Can you send the Discord server link in chat? Yeah, in a second. Probably moping. Is he on his chair? He's moping. He's moping because I didn't sit with him all day. If you're not sitting on the couch all fucking day, he gets upset. Because he's gotten used to it. He's gotten used to us sitting out there all day. And now when we're not, he hates it. Put him here. Let me give him.
Did you scoop the box? It smells fresh.
Yes, I scooped it like a million times because he took a shit and it smelled real bad.
Oh, boy. Warm. Are you on Twitch now or?
YouTube. I have over 100 viewers, I
How do
think.
you have dark chat?
Magic.
Is there a night mode on YouTube?
Yeah.
Is there one for mobile?
I don't know. Well, I had over 100 viewers. Put him here. I want to give him some love.
My mom thought maybe he doesn't like it in here because he was locked in here.
No, he's always done.
Hey. Can they see him?
I think they can see him. No, they can't. We're pretty much blocking most of it. They can see a little bit though.
Hi, Owl. Mobile night mode was removed a while ago. Why? How am I gonna watch my ASMR videos? I was sitting on the couch before I left for work this morning because I felt like crap.
Yeah.
And he was on the back of the couch, so I started petting him and he started purring like a fucking freight train.
He slept with me most of
Did
the
he?
morning. Yeah, he does that every morning.
Well, I found it weird that he was on the back of the couch. I thought maybe he'd be coming to see you, but...
Well, that's because you were there. Once you left, he came right in. He did not pass go.
What the fuck is this?
Old check from the government. Hi, GFC's female.
When are you doing your ASMR stuff? No, I watch them to sleep. Hi, GFC's female. Hello, I have a name. It's Carly.
Alright, everybody like this video right now. We only have 27 likes. What? What? No, that's actually totally
Give me
fine.
a sip of that tart shit.
Enjoy the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
My lady. Hang on.
Oh, but fart.
No, his shit just reeks, and I already picked it up, but it still reeks. The remnants of his poopy. Look at how nice he is. Such a good boy.
I need my excessive ASMR swearing at GFC.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you should support your man more often.
Yeah, bitch. They know.
Sorry, I work. I don't think my voice is relaxing enough.
Mine is.
Shut the fuck up. It was hilarious when she questioned you. Will you really show you ass once in a video? Me or you?
I don't know. We did that thing with the ass one time, right? Remember that?
Oh yeah, I said if you got like $100, I'd show my ass.
Hey, yeah.
Work on a Sunday? Oh damn.
Welcome to retail. And
Welcome
guess
to
what?
retail.
Guess what, Sion? If this full-time streaming thing doesn't work out, guess what I'll be doing? I'll be working right with her. So, yeah, keep the support coming, guys.
You work, I'm like, oh, there's some other people in your apartment. Yeah, this freeloader.
Fuck you, Owl.
And this orange freeloader here.
I'm just trying to make the dream work, Owl, okay? I'm trying to make the dream work.
Why are you moping? He's moping.
He's happy now.
You're such a turd.
He's throwing a fit.
You're doing a fit.
I think he's just sleepy now.
I'm moping in this chair, so
Yeah, that makes sense.
he's on his pedestal.
He loves it there, dude. Guys, we need to donate right now. That's right. Lincoln Style knows.
For my ass?
No, just in general.
Oh. Cool. Wish I had a girlfriend like her.
My lady.
Yeah, I wish I had a girlfriend like me too.
I wish I had a girlfriend like her too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wish I had a girlfriend.
Same.
Welcome to the gay house.
See, because of everybody in the chat's awesome support, I get to do this wonderful speedrun that I totally love doing and totally don't hate at this point. I get to do it every single day for you guys. How sick is that? Except for like Tuesdays and Thursdays. Those good days are fucking stupid.
I wish I had a girlfriend. I wish I had.
He said he wish he has an EGF.
Well, somebody above him said they wish he had a girlfriend. Mine is a parrot. You're dating a parrot?
How to get to Seto second? You have to beat 2 mages first. So you have to beat 2 mages, but do not beat all of them. If you beat every single mage before fighting Seto 2, you cannot unlock him. Until you, like, you know, go back and redo it. But if you beat 2 mages up to 2, and then go back to the hiding card shop, and instead of clicking on the shop, go to the dueling grounds. After beating 2 mages, remember, 2 or more, but not all. And then you'll be good to go. Discord link? Can you not post Discord links, Smurfy? Owl, can you post a link to my Discord server? Make sure that it never expires. Just create an instant invite, go into the link options, make sure it never expires and unlimited people can use it. And then post it in chat, please. I think mods can at least post. Fucking bitch.
Fuck her!
How dare she?
God, tell her shut the fuck up! But she's caring.
I mean, that's good.
Owl, I will only be your e-girlfriend if you yourself are a girl.
Look at
Yeah.
this, Lauren. Oh.
Such a good boy.
Sorry.
How the fuck was I a second behind last time? Or a second ahead last time? I must have fucked up my splits or something. Also, look at that time, boys. Plus 0.0. We are,
Guess what happened on my way home?
what happened?
For the first time having this car, 3 years, my gas light came on. I almost took 81 home. I didn't.
Were you actually low on gas?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, I pushed it all the way to, like, 0.
I do that every time.
Well, my gas lights never turned on because I didn't know if it worked. So, it did. It's real. Okay. Then I take a nap.
That's about right.
Well, I feel like it's
Little boy. You little boy. Everyone donate for extra sauce. Literally, dude. The place charged a literal arm and a leg for extra sauce, so I'm gonna be fucking needing donations for the next year to pay for that sauce.
Oh, wow. Hey.
What's up?
Apparently, Barnes & Noble relocated to where Gabe's in
No.
Red Lobster.
Yes.
That area.
Neat.
That shopping center behind Red Lobster.
Neato!
Yeah, they relocated.
Now I can get my manga.
I read the manga.
Oh! That was definitely picked up on the microphone.
Good.
Where's the lamb sauce? That is not the lamb sauce. Rip. Rip headphone users. Oh, it hurt my little widow earwee so hard. No, me yelling. You fucking donkey! Sauce. Where is it?
Where the fuck is
I don't know. Someone needs to find it. Fucking stat. What are you? An idiot sandwich.
Doesn't hurt, does it? Doesn't
No, it does. I can't yell. I can't cry. All I have to do is I gotta do it.
Oh my god. The dog's burnt! You're cooking in a burnt pan, you fucking dick! Oh my god, leave it! Leave it! Leave it! Just fucking leave it! You're gonna blow fire in your face, you fucking donkey! Come on, please, the duck! Quagga! Yes, chef. Where's the cabbage? Come on, Garrett! Joe? Keith and Garrett, they've just got all quiet. None of you are working as a team. Where's the lamb sauce?
Come on, Ben.
I just need it.
This is the lamb
Where's the lamb sauce?
right here, chef. Behind me.
Where is the lamb sauce, chat? Can anybody tell me? Can you please remove the chat from your face? Do you really want to look at me that much?
No.
Yeah, see? Nobody does. Now there will be copyright on this video? No, there won't. Where can I put the chat if it's not on my face? Hell yeah. We all can see the chat. Oh, I know you can see the chat. That's why I have it there. Where would I put the chat if it's not there, though? I could put it in front of the game if you want. Would that be better? I don't know where do you want the fucking chat? No, I actually really want the chat on the stream somewhere. Because that way, when something interesting happens, like a world record, and people re-watch it, like I highlight it and I make it a video, people can see the chat and see what I'm talking about. See, when there's no chat on the stream, now when I highlight a video, nobody knows what the chat is saying. That's no fun. Well, I am streaming on YouTube, Sion, obviously. But, yeah, that's true if you watch the stream itself, not if you watch highlighted bits of it. Which is, like, what happens in a world record, for example. If I get a world record and I cut this video up, now you can't see the chat unless it's on the stream. So chat has to be on the stream. Has to be somewhere. I could just take off my camera entirely. Do you guys like that? There we go. I figure with the chat where it is, you can see me pretty well most of the time. And you can see the chat pretty well most of the time. This way you get both. This way if you want to look at me, you can look past the chat and you can look at me. But if you want to look at the chat, you can just look at the chat. Can Haishin be beaten the first time around? Yes, he very well can. However, if you beat him, you just have to fight him again. Yeah, you can beat Haishin with the starting deck. Like, you could beat Haishin right there, but he'll just be like, not bad, boy, but you won't beat me this time, and then you'll fight him again. And then if you win again, guess what he does? Not bad, boy, but you need to beat me again, you fucking idiot. And you have to keep fighting him and fighting him until you eventually lose. So you cannot go on in the game until you lose. Because good programming, I guess. Yikes. Yeah, sure, Siam. Just give me a second. I love the start button, so I'm glad they're much guys. Have you watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime? Yeah. Yes, I have. Fuck my tits. Fuck them right now. Okay. Oh, shit. No! What? Why did it do that, dude? Why? Why did it do that? Why did it cancel out immediately? So I accidentally hit the circle button like right after I did the 3D attack, and I was like, oh shit, and I stopped. But apparently the input counted and it canceled out, so rip. What a fucking cute way to end it all. Alright, hang on, let me fuck with the stream really quick. Nani? I could maybe do something a little bit like this. With the splitterino. Oopsie daisy. Split. Maybe I do 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. I guess that's fine, right? Just a couple of them, and then I could do the Buddha. And where's chat? Oh, chat. Where's the lamb sauce? Need to make this smaller. How much smaller? Probably like half, right? 200-ish. Perfect. Okay. Chat should be better now. There. Now you can see all of me, including my cock, and you can see the chat on Kaiba's cock. Whoa. Yeah, we got some shit going on in here. that better for you all? Do you like it very much? GFC, what split timer are you using? I'm on live split. I'm also on live split. And Haishin lag, which means reset the game. If you beat the record, I'll donate my left nut. Sick, dude.
Wow.
If I beat the record today, I'll eat my left nut.
Whoa. Shit.
Why is the cam small and the game big? Shouldn't it be the other way around? Yeah. You got me. Yep. I'm playing myself. You can play yourself.
Anal beads. Are you demonetized yet?
Probably.
Anal beads. Thank you. Nap time.
Boys like anal beads. Beads you put in your anus. Called anal beads. Go pop, pop, pop when I stick them in my asshole and it feels good. And it feels good. And it feels good tonight. Now my ass is bleeding, ass is bleeding, ass is bleeding, ass is bleeding, ass is bleeding. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Shove it up real good. Alright, cool. I got the deck. Hopefully that's the record right here. I hope the world record has the words anal beads in them. I hope I get to expose like 150,000 people to me saying the words anal beads. That's my dream.
This video would be so much better if he did not use the vaporizer. We do not have those in my country. It is against Allah. Allah had a vape and it exploded in face. This is why he died. So vape bad. Praise Allah. I wonder how many people I just offended. I don't think I offended a lot of people in my chat, but I'm sure I offended plenty of people watching this record on YouTube. If this does end up being the record, which it won't, so we're okay. We're okay, boys. Sponsored by Vape Wild. Wink. Anal beads. Do not make fun of my religion, boy. Boyo. My religion is very, very, good. Insults all religions at the same time. Yeah, it sounds about like something I would do. I hate everybody equally. I shit on all religions equally. All races equally. Cool. 12 seconds behind. Oh. Does Vape Wild sell anal beads? Unfortunately not, but I'll reach out to them and make sure, I'll see what I could do. Nothing like some Vape Wild brand anal beads. Covered in nicotine. So you get twice the rush. This is the true way, my brother. Spit on them religions. Stop! Shut up! Please? How did you manage to make 314 against Haishin? What do you mean, like, is that bad or is that good or what? It's pretty bad. Yes, I am indeed wearing a Yu-Gi-Oh shirt. Beautiful. Beautiful. Just kidding. Terrible. 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 In his ass, fingers in his ass. I'm in the Tartaros chapter. For saying that about religions, I am sorry for myself donating money to you. Won't give any money to someone like you anymore. Hating something without knowing it inside and out is not good. I hope you're joking, Spearflame. I don't hate anything. It was a joke. I knew there'd be somebody. I knew there'd be somebody. I don't know, I said like I hate all religions and all races equally. I know. That had to be a joke. Nothing important, Blaine. The Millennium Rod. Duh.
Guess I'm getting all these decks pretty quick. Everything else sucks these days. Good luck with the speedrun. Thank you very much, Luke. The Millennium Anal Plug. Not bad. That's a good idea. What arc of the anime is that? Must have missed that one. Millennium Anal Plug, yeah.
Wow.
Yo, Crackerman, $2 super chat, my dude! Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate the support, as always. What are you doing? Fuck out of here. Oh, you're a Discord partner? I didn't know. When did that happen? Oh my god, we're ahead. We're ahead. Record, record, record! Stop! What the fuck are you doing? Get the hell out of here. Get out of here! I'm gonna squirt vape juice in your eyes. You should really do a playthrough of Shenmue?
The hand of truth. Where's Bubba?
I've never heard of the game, so I can't really say anything.
Yelled at me.
Get owned.
What?
Get owned.
Big butt boy.
Alright, how should I have to do this now? Alright, that sounded good. But who knows? It's probably bad. Yep. Rip.
You donate, Carly is forced to go in front of the camera for something goofy.
Yeah, she's goofy and wacky. Haha, XD.
Donate $100.
Just leave.
Show my ass.
How about you just leave? How much for that?
$8,000.
Alright,
to buy my silence.
I'll get working on it.
Evil boy.
Oh, I hear him. Hey, pal.
He almost freaked out.
Don't make him freak out.
I kissed him and he was like...
What do you think about My Hero Academia? No, get out, Carly. Get out. Get out. We like it. We like My Hero Academia a lot. You just made him run.
You want to talk about My Hero Academia?
You just made the cat run. He's hiding right now. Literally, he's hiding. Buddy. Oh my god. Look at him. Come here. Look at him.
Oh.
Stop. Stop your shit.
Come here, bud.
Cut the shit.
Come here. Come here, buddy.
No, just go.
It's fine.
See what you do? You see what you do, chat? Talking about something she likes.
You should have known I was gonna come in here.
Get out of here. Get! Get! Where's the boy? Go love the boy. That is your job now. Go love the boy. Give him love, because you scared
Oh
him.
my god, he's fine.
You scared him. You scared the cat. The cat is scared, everybody. Our cat is scared out of his fucking mind right now. Because there's this big fucking mass moving towards him at, like, warp speed.
I really like it.
We like My Hero Academia.
We really like it.
It is a very good show. Okay. What is the biggest donation I've ever gotten on here? Do you mean like at once? I think the most I've ever gotten in a single donation was like $100, maybe? In like one donation. I think it was maybe that. No, she's my mom, Patrick.
No, I'm just a fag.
Dude. Okay, now get out.
Why? Dude, I'm gay. I can call myself whatever the fuck I want. What? What?
To donator prop felt cheated. Not bad.
Well, sorry. No, I am his girlfriend.
Yeah, she's my girlfriend.
Why are you making faces at me?
What? I'm not.
There he is.
Yeah, give him love.
Hang out by the door.
Yeah, she'll be at AGDQ as well, Sion. Girlfriend. She is my girlfriend, Patrick.
Ow.
But yeah, Chaos Fan. Biggest donation was probably $100. So go ahead and invest that if you want to. What is she running? I mean, neither of us are gonna run anything, most likely. She doesn't really speedrun, so I am the only speedrunner going in our relationship.
Am I your mom?
I probably won't be speedrunning anything either, but I did submit this game, so who knows.
Your mom, Carly. I used to be able to run Undertale. Like last year.
What was your PB? Yeah. She ran it, boys. Doesn't even have a PB.
I make art. I do. That's all I do.
She makes art. Her links are down below if you want to check her out.
You have me like
If you guys want to see the art that she makes, I have a link to her YouTube channel down below in the description, so check that out. Check it out.
Look at my Instagram.
How do you donate on here? Do you need to link your bank card or something? I would click on the Deepbot link. KO fan. If you look down below, there should be a link. It's like deepbot.tv/donate/GFC or something. Go to that link, and then you'll be able to put in the amount. You can put in a comment, and then you could donate through PayPal, or a bank card, like a credit card or a debit card.
If you're gonna give them a link, give them
Stop. I don't know what you're saying, but just stop.
my Instagram.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll change the link when I'm done here.
Let's say All Might. I don't have my glasses on.
Almeida.
All Might. Who's that?
I don't know. What are you doing? Where are you?
I'm just standing here.
God damn you.
Like a pose.
How many cost a manga in America?
Like
Couple
$9-10.
Couple dollar.
Depends on the series.
Depends on the series, but roughly $9 or $10 apparently.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I don't buy manga.
I bought like 16 volumes of D Gray Man, and that was like a lot of money. But that was like back when I was in like 8th grade. Okay, I'm gonna take a nap now. Nobody else talk about my girl.
Enjoy your nap. Try to speak something in Portuguese? No. I'm alright, thanks though. No, I don't speak any other languages. I only speak English. Yeah, I speak extremely poor Spanish, as in none. So. You should also play Resident Evil Code Veronica 2. I actually meant to play that, KO fan. So I do plan on playing that game, eventually. On stream. So, stay tuned for that. Delete the stream later, or I'll never have any Reach Chic kid donating to you. I'm getting the world record. I want to get some food. All right, I'll work on it. No, I don't think Spear was being serious. And if he was being serious, then he was just misunderstanding. Spear is actually a really cool guy. Spear's been in my channel for a while now. So I'm assuming he was either joking or it was just a misunderstanding. I don't actually hate any religion. Yeah, Spear Flame. He's a cool guy. I don't actually hate any religion. It was just a joke. So it was either a misunderstanding, thinking that I was actually being serious and that I hated religions and I was shitting on religion, or he was just joking in general. So yeah, don't hate on Spear Flame. He's a cool guy. Unless he's being totally serious, then that's kind of sad. Welcome back, Brian. Yeah, KO fan. Code Veronica, I mean. I will be playing Code Veronica on stream at some point. Yeah, see, I knew it was a misunderstanding or something. Yeah, I said, like, I hate all religion and all race and all people equally. Lots of people say that. It's a joke. I don't hate every single person, obviously. I'm not a fan of religion, don't get me wrong, in general. But that's neither here nor there. I don't hate anything. I don't like the idea of religion in general. I think it has some good, but I think it causes a lot more harm than good in general. But, again, that's neither here nor there. I don't hate anything. Yeah, I show my middle finger to everybody who deserves it. I'm an individualist. And what that means is that I base my opinion on people as individuals. I judge people as individuals. I don't judge people based off of groups, based off of what religion they follow, or what race they follow, or how they look. I base everything off of that individual. I do not attribute anything to groups. But these days, a lot of people take that as being insensitive or something. I don't know. I'm probably one of the more politically incorrect people you're gonna watch. And that's always how I've been on stream. I've kept my content very politically incorrect since I started streaming, and it's probably gonna be like that forever. So, there are many people who I've had leave for that reason, but I've also gained many people for that reason. So I'm not going to change that for anybody, and I never will. How many resets do you do on average until you're happy with a deck? Well, I mean, that's not really what I'm doing here, Rahul. What I'm doing here is I'm trying to hit, like, one particular deck. And if I don't get it, it has to be a reset. Not because I don't like what's in the deck, but because I need to have a very specific set of cards in order for me to manipulate the game. But if I'm doing a no RNG manipulation run, and I'm, like, looking through the deck seeing if I like it, I would say on average probably around 20 minutes. 20 minutes is probably a good average of how long it takes me to look through decks and find one that I like. But it also depends on what I'm doing. If I'm doing world record attempts, like not these, but world record attempts without RNG manipulation, it can take a lot longer. Back when I did record attempts, because I was looking for decks that were actually like really good. In general, I like to look at the intent behind words. I don't think that any word is inherently bad. I don't think that any string of characters is inherently bad or offensive to me. I look at the intent behind words, which is why sometimes you'll see me say words that people may take as offensive, but I don't find it offensive, and I know other people might, and that's fine. You can find it offensive, but I'm not going to change it because I don't mean it in an offensive way. And if somebody else takes it in an offensive way, that's not my problem. I'm not going to change what I say because somebody else feels a certain way and interprets my words in a particular way. Just because you interpret my words in one way, that's not my problem. I'm still going to say the words. Because that's not how I mean them. You know what I mean? Rigeki's much better. Rahul. Racist, JK. Yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of people be like, well, why do you like, I've said like stuff like, oh, that's retarded or something, or I'll say something's retarded, and people occasionally will be like,
Wow, you're using the R word as an insult in 2018? Wow, dude, can you not do that? Can you grow up? Like, I've had plenty of people do that. And it's just like, it's funny to me, honestly. I'll have you know I'm retarded, and I feel very offended. Fuck, this is not good. Karma, 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 no, no, no. Damn it, I can't even hit the first MBD anymore, man. Bad. Very, very bad. If you guys ever hear me saying stuff that offends you, you can bet your ass it's a joke. And if it still offends you knowing that it's a joke, then get fucked. Sorry to hear it. Like, if you know somebody is saying something as a joke, but you get offended anyway, then just get fucked. Honestly. Too fucking bad. Then you don't like the joke. Sorry. You're allowed to not like a joke. That's totally fine. But if you think I'm going to change the joke because you don't like it, or you think it's offensive, that sucks. You know what I mean? That joke was racist, or that joke was, discriminating against X person, or X people, or, you know, mentally handicapped people. It's like, well, that's not what I intended it to be. I just think the word is funny, and I use it in a joke. I didn't mean any disrespect towards those people, but, yeah. When people hear that, and they still get upset about it, and they're like, well, you shouldn't say it anyway. I mean, at that point, it's just get fucked. That's all I can say to you, is just get fucked. I don't care. Especially on my own stream. That's why I like having my own stream, because the people who come in and get upset because I said, like, retard or something, and then I tell them, yeah, it was just a joke, like, I didn't mean any offense, and then they're still upset, they're like, well, I don't care, you still shouldn't use that word. The good thing about having my own stream is that I don't care. People can just leave. The best thing about having your own stream is that people can just leave. And I am totally fine losing a viewer over something like that. I am more than fine with it. I will absolutely not change what I say in order to make the most amount of people feel comfortable. I won't do it. I read your comments, Momo. I read your last comment. Congrats, you have fans all over the world. Yeah, thank you. I know, I read every single message sent in chat, I read. I just don't respond to every single one. Unless it's like a direct question that I feel like answering at the time. But I'm not gonna respond. I try to respond to most of them, but like a lot of them don't require a response, kind of like your message. Like, you have fans from all over the world. Like, yeah, I do. And I think that that's really cool, and I absolutely appreciate the support from everybody, everywhere. But I don't know, I read a lot of messages, and unless it's a direct question, I just don't answer a lot of them. Like, I'm not gonna read every single message line for line. Like, I've never done that. I read whatever I think will continue the conversation. I don't know. It's weird. But sometimes I do just miss messages, so. Grats for hitting 2K subs. Yeah, actually. I just realized that yesterday. I hit 2,000 subs, so thank you guys so much for that. I cannot believe I've already hit 2,000 subs, but let's just keep it going. This is just off of live streaming, too. Once I start making more videos on YouTube, I think things will get a lot bigger a lot quicker. But just off of streaming for the most part, yeah, I'm really happy with this so far. I really don't see these runs going anywhere today, unfortunately. Heard of Guyver Bio Booster Armor? No, I haven't. Difference between a snowman and a snowwoman, snowballs? Not bad. Nice, Spear. Those are some good jokes you got there, Spear Flame. They're good one-liners. I like good one-liners. One-liners are great. What's my favorite sport and sports stream? I don't really watch sports. Unless you count, like, esports as sport. But even esports I don't really watch. Except for Overwatch League. Overwatch League was, like, awesome. I loved watching that. But most of the other games that are played as esports, I'm not really interested in the games. So, obviously I don't watch it. I was rooting for Philadelphia Fusion since day one. So the fact that they made it into the finals was like fucking insane to me. Yeah, I was a Philly Fusion supporter since day one. Mainly because I live very close to Philadelphia. So they're like my boys. And they made it to the finals, so I'm fucking happy. What's not to be happy about, man? You like the Soul Destiny? Eh. I think they're both terrible, Momo. But Eminem is especially terrible these days. It's sad because Eminem used to be so good, and now he's just so bad. Like, I mean, his music's been getting worse and worse over time, but this new album, Kamikaze, it's so bad. Like, I listened to it, and I'm like, I legitimately cannot believe that people listen to that kind of music and like it. It blows my mind how people can listen to that new Eminem album and like it. I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. It literally sounds like fucking garbage. I listened to every single song, and every single one was just like, wow, this is terrible. Yeah, his music used to be good. I don't know what happened. It's sad, but yeah, he's pretty much dead to me now. I mean, he's dead, I think.
M needs to get out of the rap game stat before he keeps embarrassing himself, honestly. The last good song that Eminem made, and the last song that I think Eminem is going to be known for being a decent song, was Rap God. I thought Rap God was actually a diamond in the rough because the rest of that album was also terrible, and most of his music around that time was terrible, but that song was not bad. I thought that was a pretty good song. But, I mean, he had been making terrible music for a couple years before that song came out. And everything after it is just trash. Nice spear flame. Like, after I listened to his new album, Kamikaze or whatever, I went back and I listened to a couple songs of him, like, back in the day, like, from, like, Curtain Call or something, and it was just like, wow. I couldn't believe the same two people made that. His music used to be so good. He is the reason I started to like rap music. Eminem is the reason I started listening to rap music, because back in the day he used to be so good. He made every song was just so damn good. And then I don't know, man. I think rap as a whole started to get worse and worse, and he evolved with it and like rap used to be better in general back then, to me anyway. And I think as rap started to get shittier, and the kind of rap people started to listen to started to get worse and worse, I think he kind of evolved with it and started rapping in those new styles because that's what was popular, and it just it was terrible. It's just terrible. Do I like K-pop? I don't really listen to that much K-pop, but I have like a couple songs that I like. Hey, Yayo Rojo. What up, man? Eminem is just an old fucking fart now, who makes terrible music. He has fallen from grace. This album is just Eminem trying to become relevant again. That's all it is. It's literally what it is. That's why he called out so many people on it. It's literally him just scratching at the door, trying to get back in, but nobody's letting him in. I like how, like... So, like, the Democrats love Eminem now. Mainly because he just shits on Trump constantly. That's pretty much all you need to do in America these days, to become popular. Is just shit on Trump, and then you're good to go. Which is what Eminem did. He just shit on Trump because that's just what it was. Well, yeah, that's just what he thought would get him popular. So he shit on Trump to do that, just to get popular. And now the left loves him. Democrats love Eminem. Which is funny because of how many times he says shit like fag. Like, he says fag in a lot of his songs. But that gets a pass. Because he shits on Trump. It's funny. It's funny to watch it happen. It really is hilarious. Childish Gambino is a damn good singer. I'll give him that. He is a damn good singer. But he's a terrible rapper. Damn good singer though. Has a couple really good songs, honestly. This Is America is not one of them. It's such a bad song. I watched it and I actually laughed. Like when I first heard it. I thought it was a meme at first. Like I thought it was like an actual joke video. I didn't recognize the voice, so I didn't know it was him at first when I first heard it. And I actually thought it was a joke. I was like, wow, what YouTuber made this? Like I thought it was a joke. I literally thought it was a joke. That's the best part. When I found out it was like an actual song, and like people actually liked it, I was like, oh, shit, I'm really out of touch with what is considered good music these days. Fuck. And I'm not just one of those guys who's like, oh, music used to be better. Music is bad now. All music is bad now. Music used to be really better. I like to listen to classic rock. I'm not one of those fuckwits. Like I said, I base everything on the individual. I don't think that music is bad now. I don't think that music is good now. I don't think that music was good back then, and I don't think music was bad back then. I think that every single individual artist and song needs to be judged on their own. But I can say I'm extremely out of touch with what people consider popular these days, like what the popular good music is. I was born in the wrong generation. Yeah. Hate fuckwads like that. Can't stand them. Do you like the anime JoJo? Believe it or not, I've never watched JoJo. But I have a lot of people who told me I should, so maybe I will soon. There was a lot of good rap that I personally enjoyed in the 90s, but I wouldn't say that that's when rap was good. I think there was a lot of rap that I personally enjoyed at that time, but there's probably a shit ton of rap that I never even heard from the 90s that was probably garbage to me. So, I mean, I can't say that rap was necessarily good then. I can say that there were a bunch of artists that I personally enjoyed then, for sure. And that there are far fewer artists these days that I personally enjoy, but that I don't think that means that it's better or worse now or then. You know what I mean? I do think that political correctness is going to kill anything that it touches, including music. I think being politically correct generally makes everything worse. Everything much less funny, much less interesting. It is generally way more annoying. So yeah. GFC, you gotta go to bed. Continue watching at work tomorrow. Alright, Momo. Take it easy, man. Appreciate you coming in. I really recommend JoJo to you. I'll have to watch it then. I really do like anime. I used to not really be too big on anime, but I started watching more of it like a couple years ago, and I just really, really enjoy it now in general. I really like anime. I think it's a really good genre of media. I think it's very underrated for a lot of people simply because it's animated. I think a lot of people write off anime because it's animated. And I think that's a terrible thing to do. I think that there are a lot of... Like, I think people who write off anime as a whole are just really, really, really not smart people. Mainly because, like... That's like writing off television as a whole. It's saying, I don't watch TV because I don't like it. And it's like, well, there's so many different shows, though. Like, I can get people who don't really like watching any, like, show. Okay, fine. But I don't like people who are like, I don't really like TV. Like, I don't like TV shows. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's the same thing as saying I don't like anime. It doesn't make any sense to me. You don't like the animes you've watched. But if you like watching TV shows, then you should like watching some anime out there, right? I can understand some people who can't get past the fact that it's animated, but I don't know. I think that that's a really silly reason to write off an entire genre. Yeah, and watching anime just because it's anime, I think that's very stupid too. Hi, Naira. What's going on, Naira? Like 84? Leak? I don't know. I'll call you Naira or Nira. I don't know which one it is, but it's gonna be Naira now. I like how they named a continent after a song by Toto. Yeah. Yeah. I thought Africa was a country. Pretty good menuing there. Like anime fans are very misjudged. Yeah, I can see that for sure, Cole. Like, it feels weird for people to be like, I like anime, or I don't like anime. Both of those sentences are equally weird to me. It's like saying I like movies. And I mean, there are people who like or dislike movies as in general, but I don't know. It's weird to say I like anime. What does that mean? You like every single anime? You like watching animated things in general? You like watching all animated things? I don't know. I don't consider anime like a different genre to me. I don't consider anime a genre. I just consider them TV shows. To me. If it's a sci-fi anime, it's a sci-fi TV show to me. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's animated, sure, but I don't know. I watch Asian cartoons. I'm a weeaboo. I live in my mom's house. I'm like 32. Well, this is a terrible duel. I see anime as just... Well, yeah, obviously it's an art form. But I see it like the same way I see TV shows in general. I don't know why I just reset the console there. Probably because I was losing so much time. I don't really want to lose 10 seconds anymore. Like, the duel is just so bad. I'm getting tired of losing like 15 seconds on Haishin. I don't want to lose 15 seconds on Haishin. That's my goal now. Don't lose 15 seconds on Haishin. Yeah, like, it's definitely an art, because it's being drawn and animated, obviously. Well, Aleph, but that's the individual anime that you don't like because of that reason. All animes don't do it. You need to judge anime in individual shows. I've watched many animes that don't have fan service in them. Or at least don't have it really any more than a regular TV show does. Do you lost a lot of time if you save 3 times to get all MBDs? Yeah, I would lose a fuck ton of time. Kaju. I would lose a lot of time if I did that. Over my record, I'd probably lose around 3 minutes if I saved for each one. Whereas if I don't save for each one, I'll probably gain... Well, maybe not 3... Yeah. No, not 3 minutes. Probably a minute and a half, actually. I would lose a minute and a half if I saved for all 3. And I would gain a minute and a half if I don't. So there's pretty much 3 minutes to be lost or gained, right? If I save for all of them, I'm losing all of that time. Pretty much in my record, I saved for 2 of the 3 MBDs, right? The first one, which you have to do, and the third one. You always have to save for the first MBD. That's unavoidable. So there's always that one save there. So the question is, do you save to get MBD 2 and 3, or do you not? Well, if you save, in my world record, I saved in order to get MBD 3, not to get MBD 2, right? So that means that in my world record, there were 2 console resets for the MBD. What I'm trying to do right now is only 1 console reset, which would mean I'd save about a minute 30. How do you compare Haishin second to Seto third? Which one annoys you more? I personally... I mean, it really depends on the deck, Steven. I think that there are a lot of situations where Haishin second is harder than Seto third. And I think there's a lot of instances where Seto third is harder than Haishin second. It really depends on the deck, so I can't give a concrete answer on that. I don't think... But I guess to answer your question a little bit better, I don't think either one is inherently harder than the other. I don't think Seto, contrary to popular belief, I do not think Seto third is inherently more difficult than Haishin second. I don't think that it's inherent. I think that there are many instances where Seto third is easier than Haishin second, but I also think there are a lot of instances where he's harder. It depends on your deck. I think if you have... It depends really if you have magic cards like Widespread. If you have some Widespreads and you have some Dragon Capture Jars, then I think Haishin is harder by far. But if you're going in without Widespread Ruin and you're going in without, say, Dragon Capture Jars, but you do have like an MBD or 2, then I think Seto third is definitely harder. A lot harder than Haishin. If you're able to win every card in the game, how much do you think it would affect card drops? I don't think it would affect them that much at all, really. I don't really think it would affect things too much at all. I think it would be kind of hard to even notice. But the answer to that question depends on what drop rates the developers put in those unobtainables at. I'm assuming that since most of the unobtainable cards are so powerful, they would put them in at very low drop rates. So I think that it would affect the game overall very little. But I think if they put them in at like higher drop rates, like 30 or something, then that would start affecting the game more. But even then, I don't think it would affect the game that much. I think the speedrun would pretty much stay the same no matter what. If you lost a lot of time getting the MBDs and other duels, try to duel more. Well, I mean, we're obviously trying to duel as fast as we can. Every duel, regardless, Kaju. But like, could I get the world record if I saved for all 3 MBDs? Yeah, I could, definitely. But it's not likely. The bottom line is that's a minute and a half I'm behind that I have to save somewhere else now. And saving a minute and a half in the rest of the run is very hard to do. After those 3 MBDs, it becomes a lot more difficult for me to save that much time. It can happen, don't get me wrong. I could definitely get the record saving for all 3 MBDs, like for sure. But I don't really want to do that. There is a minute and a half of free time to save right in the beginning of the run. It's in the beginning of the run. That's the thing. It's right in the beginning of the run where you can save that time. If it was later in the run, you would definitely be right, Kaju. You would definitely be right. If the MBDs were later on in the speedrun, then a lot of times we would just save for all of them because it wouldn't be worth it. But since it's so early on, that means that if I fail the triple MBD, I could just reset, and I've only spent maybe 8 minutes max on that run. It's not like I'm a half hour into it and I just lost a half hour. Now I gotta try again and then lose another half hour. It's just 8 minutes, that's all. Roughly. Most of them are even less than that. So. No, I would never be able to play FM casually at this point. I mean, playing FM casually is the same thing as doing it in a speedrunning sense, just without RNG manipulation. Like, I can definitely play this game without RNG manipulation. I mean, I do it for races all the time. I still play this game very often without RNG manipulation, without doing this timer stuff and the frame stuff. But once you know everything about the game, it's all kind of a speedrun anyway. You know what I mean? When you're not using RNG manipulation, you're not doing anything special in the run that separates it from a casual playthrough. You're not. You're just making the best moves. And when you're playing the game casually, don't you want to make the best moves anyway? So if I decided to play this game casually, it would look exactly like a speedrun does, except without, like, it would, well, assuming we're talking about speedruns that don't have RNG manipulation in them, it would look exactly like a speedrun because I'd be doing all the best moves. That's all the speedrun of this game is making the right decisions all the time. So if I played it casually, I mean, I'm not going to make the wrong decisions on purpose because I'm playing casually, right? I'm still going to make the right decisions. So it's going to be the same thing as a speedrun, just without a timer, you know? I really wish there was a way to check your deck before you have to sit through all these cutscenes. I think that'd be cool. Like, if I knew right now what my deck was, that would save so much time on resets. Chat disconnected. Please wait while we try to reconnect you. Successfully connected. Okay, thanks, chat. Does anyone play mods of this game? I'm sure there's plenty of people in chat who do play mods or have played mods. Honestly, you have to give a big hand to the speedrun community. Lots of strategies and information and during people casually came from them. Yeah, that's definitely true, Aleph. Makes the game more bearable, IMO, for sure. Think of adding gas. Not bad, Spear Flame. Not bad. How long have I been streaming? I feel like I'm gonna be done soon. I don't know. 3 hours? Yeah, that's about right. This is about when I stop. I probably will stream a little bit longer and then call it good. Probably the next run that dies on MBD2. I'll stop. Maybe, I don't know. Depends. Yeah, exactly, Goon. Exactly. Because the RNG, the hard RNG manipulation is done mostly at the beginning of the game, it makes it so we can strive for perfection without wasting that much time. I can go for these triple MBDs mainly because they're at the beginning of the run. And if it fails, who cares? I didn't really lose any time because it's right at the beginning of the run. Now, if this was an hour in, it'd be terrible. Now, there are still manipulations that can end the entire run later in the game. I mean, the final 6 manipulation can fuck up an entire run if you fail it. But that manipulation isn't anywhere close to how hard these earlier manips are. It's lucky that the early manips are the hardest, for sure. The first 10... If I can get past the first 10 minutes of this speedrun, then most of the time it's good to go all the way to the end until you get to Final 6. Most of the time. As long as nothing terrible happens during mages. Assuming I get all 3 MBDs, that is. Because if I get all 3 MBDs in a row, now I'm a minute and a half behind, which means even if things go somewhat badly on a couple duels, I still have a minute and a half that I can burn through. So if things go bad here, go bad there, well, now I'm only a minute ahead. Now I'm still 30 seconds ahead. I have time to work with. That's why hitting the triple MBD is so important right now, is so that I have time to burn throughout the run, because I got pretty decent luck in a lot of these duels in this record. In the splits that I'm running against, I got pretty decent luck in a lot of duels. So I really need this early time to help. I also have some homework I gotta get done, so definitely won't be streaming for too much longer no matter what. Dude, I'm like itchy, like right under my stomach. Like right under my belly button. You ever get itchy there? Like right on your waistline? Oh, so itchy right now. Because these pants are too tight. You need to unbutton them. Oh. My fucking gut comes barreling out at 1,000,000 miles an hour. These pants are kind of old, that's why. I need to get new pants, but I don't really have the money to do that. Getting naked on stream confirmed. You got me, boys. You got me. I watch Asian cartoons. I'm a weeaboo. Who the fuck disliked? 4 dislikes? Probably the people who didn't like my politically incorrect nature. It happens. Map. Definitely happens. Or people who didn't like when I said that Eminem is shit. The thing is, I give my opinion on this stream. And for some people, they don't like that. Some people will dislike a video if they don't like the opinion that's in that video. Can't blame them, I mean... shit happens, right? Speedrun for your comments. Literally correct, Toka. That's how people are. That's really how people are. And that's fine if you want to be like that. That's totally fine. I don't really care. It's not like every time somebody dislikes my video, I lose ad revenue. It doesn't really happen. If somebody disliked the video, that means they were probably in my stream. And because they came into my stream, I got some of that sweet, sweet ad revenue from them. Just because they dislike doesn't take that away. So, yeah. I'm gonna stop fucking up this goddamn menuing. Playing the PS4 together, streaming Fortnite or something? Yeah, totally. That sounds like a lot of fun, Spearflame. I would probably be playing Fortnite on PC, though. Because I'm used to playing Fortnite with the keyboard and mouse. I've never played Fortnite with a controller. So yeah. But we can play together regardless. You're just gonna have to play against PC players, which might be a little bit difficult. What's the point of the like-dislike anyway, then? It goes into YouTube's algorithms, as far as I know. And, like, if a video is very well liked, they might promote it a little bit more. It might show up in, like, a recommended feed more. I don't really know. But unless you're getting a lot of dislikes, I can't imagine having, like, 4 dislikes is gonna really bother my, my viewership too much. Yeah, this might be the last attempt here. This might be the last run. I've pretty much streamed as long as I want to today. Well, streamed FM as long as I want to today. I might stream something else. If you guys want. What would you guys like to see me stream? Like, casually. What am I gonna practice after I get master 3 MBD? Probably nothing. Once I master it, I'm just gonna practice getting the record. Probably Discord would be the best place to go, Spearflame. This war of mine? No, I don't have that. Remember, I could buy games. I'm totally fine buying games, but if anybody wants me to play a certain game, please tell me. Like, tell me in my YouTube chat right now. Because this is the last run. After this run dies here, I'm going to be done for today. Which means I'm probably going to end up streaming another game later. So if you want to see a different game, let me know. Digimon Digital Card Battle? Huh. Yay! We got the first MBD. So the thing I said earlier where I said, once I get to the second MBD, I'll be done. Now I'm not even lying. See what he does. Kudo, perfect. Why have I been missing that? Damn, that's terrible. My menuing is terrible. I consider this menuing, like when I'm in a duel and I'm selecting what card and everything. That's menuing to me, pretty much. It's not really dueling, is it? What, buddy? Rip. Rip. Yep, that happens. That happens a lot. Discord name is let me see really quick. I forget. GFC underscore number 4075. Yeah. Anybody can add me on Discord, by the way. Feel free. But I would recommend joining here. Yeah, I watched a couple seconds of him playing it, yeah. Buddy. Alright, that's pretty much it. I don't know if I'm gonna stream anymore today. I might stream later, but I don't know what game it's gonna be. I didn't really get too many recommendations. So, I mean, if you really want to recommend me a game, you should either tweet me or tell me in Discord, on my Discord server. and I'll probably play something that somebody recommends. So get your recommendations in, and I may just very well stream it today. Who knows? I may not. You could also tell me right now in the chat. Even once I stop streaming, I'll probably have my chat open for a couple more minutes, so feel free to say whatever you want. And that's it. I'm done, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back tomorrow with more of the same, and we will try to get the record tomorrow. Remember, I'm a full-time streamer now, so this is what I do. So, see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.